Lucas Oil Stadium welcomes us back to Monster Energy Supercross on the Weege Show, brought to you by Honda. It is press day. Jason Anderson, I might have to come down to Club. That's kind of my domain. This is real, and you're not even hiding. Like, I see you in the videos and everything.
Yeah, I can't disinvite you, huh? That's your zone.
No, exactly. I could just show up at any time.
Yeah.
Be careful. Is it okay? Like, how's it been? Like, you can always have buyer's remorse. I'm sure you thought it was something, but now that you're doing it, has Club been good?
Yeah, honestly, for me, I think it's they got a Supercross track. I could do my motos, and
yeah,
that's really all.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, that's all
Okay.
that matters. I think their tracks are really good, and honestly, the crew there is pretty fun.
Had you even gone there at all? So that's what I'm saying. Like, you made a decision to move for a couple weeks or something?
Yeah, I'm going there for 5 weeks right now, and then I'll probably go in the summer. But I have like a little garage just so I could, like in between like Boston and Nashville.
Yeah.
There's no reason for me to fly home. You know, I'm gonna stay at my wife's place in Boston until Monday night, and then we'll fly out.
But my point is, you had never stepped foot on the property, but you already decided I'm going to go there for a few weeks.
Never stepped foot in Charlotte
at all.
No, I mean I went there for the
SMX.
SMX, but
right.
I didn't. It's way different than where we stayed for the SMX because we stayed right by the drag strip or the raceway.
But I mean, you're not moving there for life, but it's been fine. It's been good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of manufacturers now have facilities on the East Coast, and Cowie doesn't.
Yep.
And luckily, Club was nice enough to like just let me come ride there and let me come and go as I want, and they made it easy. Is
there something to? I'll really stereotype. We have a soft track. It's probably going to get rutted. Mm-hmm. Does that help, having East Coast riding? Does it matter at your stage?
100%.
It does still?
I mean, I think so. I think it's just obviously you just get comfortable on it. But, I mean, I've only been there for 3 weeks, so I don't know if it, like, relays over that much. But it's, I think it does. And I think that's something that maybe I miss out on, you know, staying out on the West Coast so much. But, you know, I still am trying to be better and trying to figure it out.
Yes, that's what it comes down to. This was your decision. So you could have taken the easy way and just stayed home. You're just that committed to your craft. That's what this shows?
Yeah, I mean, I'm committed, and then also it's a nice change of scenery, you know, different people to ride with and stuff like that. So I think it's, besides, you know, it being good for, you know, my craft, it's also entertaining to have a new group of guys and a new drive to the track for a little bit.
Is your wife cool with it? I mean, that's the most important part.
I don't think, like, as far as like living and everything, I don't think either of us are really cool with it because I'm pretty like West Coast, you know, that's where I'm from.
And are you in Orange County right now?
Oh yeah,
like when you're in California, right?
Yeah, I've lived in Laguna for 4 years.
That's pretty hard to beat, dude.
You can't beat it.
No,
it's literally, I live in a vacation spot year round, so it's tough. But at the same time, I think it's for me, it's nice to have a little change up, and I really want to, you know, keep this dream alive. So even when it comes to me, you know, re-signing again, I think that's part of the things that we got to even look at, you know, like if a team wants us to move over to the East Coast or whatever, I think that's something that we need to be open to, but realistically, I'm going to retire in Laguna, you know, so.
When you're done, yes.
That's home.
Man, that says so much about how the long term you're thinking. Like, you don't even, maybe the end of this deal isn't even the end. You can go.
No, I don't want it to be, you know, I'd have to be forced out, but I still feel like I'm competitive enough and I'd be one of the better choices for a team still when it comes to then, you know? Yeah, that was the end of next season. You have 2 years here, right? Yeah.
And then the last couple of weeks, I mean, from Glendale through now, is this just you're getting knocked down on the first lap or bad starts? Or are you riding?
I think I got knocked down on Daytona and the last
Arlington, yeah.
And then last weekend I just started back and had to work my way up.
Yeah.
But it's tough because it's crazy whenever I'm getting to the end of the moto and the guys I'm battling with, they're really good guys, and it's for sixth.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
and if I don't get a good start, but at the same time I feel like if any of us get a good start, the guys are so good that it's like whether it's Eli or anyone, if they get a bad start, it's like kind of like 6 is the best like we've got in us, you know, as of recent.
With a bad start.
6 to 4, 3, luckily. Right. And then, but when we're starting the top 3 positions, we're still pretty good guys to be able to stay there.
Yeah, so like that's the only difference between the second at Glendale. You started up front, and that made the big difference.
I started third and got second, you know?
That's it. That's it. If you go back to, say, your title season, did you feel like even with a bad start, I should be able to get third? Like, did that seem realistic at that time?
Here, on the year I won the title, I crashed in the first corner and I almost got on the podium. I got fourth.
Right.
You know? There was no race that I really necessarily would have been outside the top four even with the crash in the first corner.
That says it all. There we go.
Yeah. It's just, I don't think it's more stacked like when you say like factory guys. I think it's just more stacked as far as how good every guy is.
Well, what I've noticed is you're happy with your bike this year. I feel like pretty much everybody's pretty happy. We don't have any down years for dudes. Like AP's happy, you're happy, Coop's happy. It's a lot to deal with. So, yeah, it's just harder.
Yeah.
Just harder. Okay. All right, keep it up. We like hearing the commitment. That's good. All right. Eli Tomac, it's happening. Was it the heat race to the main? Was it just start last weekend?
I think so, because I felt really good.
You did feel really good.
I felt really good.
Yes.
And just blew it on that start.
What I was wondering is, you were stuck, it was like Barsha for a long time.
Yeah.
Do you eventually get that classic, you get stuck in someone else's pace and lines and all that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I was making a lot of passes up to that point.
Yes.
And then I got behind Justin and never made the pass.
Yes.
And then I got to him, and he was actually riding really good.
Yeah.
So, and then at that point, that group was riding really well, and that's kind of where my charge stopped.
Do you feel like you rode worse even after you get around him? Like once you spend several laps in that dogfight, does it affect the way you ride?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But no excuses. The track started breaking down even more, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was missing like one of the triples. Jason was doing it.
Yes.
It was after the finish line, went to the rollers, and then back down that next rhythm. They were doing like a 3-1 at the end of that lane. And I feel like I should have been doing that. Like I was struggling towards the end of the race with doubling through there. The ruts got really
Just for
really
how deep it was. Yeah.
And then we'd go 90 on that table. I made a couple mistakes there, so started getting a little shaky at the end of that one.
Now look, I don't want to say this is a thing now, because the Daytona, there were a couple rhythms in these ruts that were tough too.
Yeah.
Is this a thing, or is this just those two tracks, those two moments? Or is this a larger...
I hope that's the case.
You hope that's all you know?
It's all I know.
Okay.
Yeah, missed 2 rhythms 2 weeks in a row.
Well, Daytona was actually better in a way, because at the end, you're like, you know what? I solved that. You figured it out.
Yeah.
Last week, Holmes was the opposite.
Last week, like, Jason caught me in the race because of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I should have been doing it, so... yeah.
Here's the hardest thing, though. I know you guys try to practice on rough tracks or whatever. You're never going to jump rhythms in those ruts on purpose.
No, you don't see that. I mean, there's those ruts that we got last week. They're eating your foot pegs and your fork lugs up and dragging your feet off if you hit them wrong. You would have to just be riding out there in the most torrential downpour, and then you still can't even get the track that gnarly because we don't have enough bikes for practice, right, to get that gnarly.
So you can't really go to work after Daytona or last week and be like, I'm going to work on that. You can't really.
No.
It'd be death-defying to do that. Yes.
It'd be really hard.
So you just have to hope this week, whatever happens, you'll be good. Yeah, nothing you can really change.
Not really.
Yeah. All right, it's not a trend. It was just 2 tracks. That's what we're going to say. It's not a trend. Thanks, Eli. Yeah, it's a bummer. We had the hype going after a heat race last week with Eli Tomac, but it did not quite turn around that way. What's up, everybody? Hey, look behind me. Look at this. Look at this right here. Little extra dirt next to the rhythm lane. Little extra dirt next to the rhythm lane so the riders don't get to the concrete. Take this opportunity to remind you that our show is brought to you by the Honda CRF250R and CRF450R. That red one is a Honda. It's getting harder and harder for the TV guy to notice which dude's on a gas and which guy's on a Honda. Just ask me how I know. Yeah, and then line up together. Yeah, okay, maybe I'll do some color correcting. Hey, Pierce Brown, this is the Honda. This is the gas. Dude, I don't remember the starts being this level of a problem in the past. What is going on here? Like, it has not been good. I'm just telling you what you probably don't want to hear.
Yeah. No, I know. I think it's been the speed that hasn't been there, so you haven't seen me at all. But now speed's there, starts aren't. So I'm there a little bit, but
wait, I never thought of this. So when we see you get 4th or 5th at the end of the day, maybe your start used to be there, but we didn't see you in 5th. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, so the starts have been a bit of an issue for a while now? Is that what you're telling me?
For a minute, I just can't figure them out. But I won't say I can't figure them out. We did a bunch of starts this week, and I'd like to hope.
Yes.
After spending hours at the test track, we figure something out.
But this is something that's been years of work, like.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like this year it changed. Mm-hmm. You've been trying to get here the whole time. Mm-hmm. Wow. I actually feel bad because I think probably so much of your results have been based on that, and we probably weren't paying enough attention to be like, it's just starts, bro. Mm-hmm. Like if you had a lot of races where you've come off being like, I think I rode good. I just started 12th.
Yeah.
That's been your thing.
The problem.
Like, didn't you get third in the East 2 years ago? Something like that in points.
Yeah.
But it was like the quietest third because, again, we don't see you.
Yeah. I think I had 3 podiums that year.
Right.
But, I mean, the class was a little, like, fizzled out. There's a bunch of guys who got hurt.
Right.
But, yeah.
But besides one race, you weren't, like, up. At Foxborough, you were, like, leading, right? Mm-hmm. But besides that, it was like, oh, he snuck into third at the end.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're trying to change that one.
We're changing it.
Yeah. But everything else, riding, you're pumped on.
Yeah. No,
yeah.
I mean, I think with where we're at with the team, I mean, we figured this thing out. This thing's come a long way. So,
yes.
Yeah.
I'm stoked. You just need to get one start.
Yeah.
That could change everything.
We need 3 this weekend.
Oh, that's right. No. My theory is if you get 1, it'll unlock. It'll unlock. Yeah, you do need 3 this weekend. Sorry. We're gonna talk shake and bake here. The official fly. I'm wearing myself here. The official fly press release said, I think a famous movie is what it said. How long did you know about this setup?
I have not had any idea about it.
It just happened.
No, I'm joking. I didn't.
No, okay. Do you get to approve this stuff?
I didn't. They said we got a little surprise for you. And
okay.
They actually came out to Florida and we, did a little video with it, and I was like, completely surprised. I had no idea what it was. Like, full surprise. And it turned out really sick.
Oh, let's see. We got some flames. Yeah, that is. Oh, okay. We did actually run the words.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was like you can't use the word wonder. It's
Well, I mean the goggle will cover that during racing.
Oh man, oh boy, you're a step ahead of the game right there. Beautiful. Oh no, you got shake and bake on the arm. You got shake and bake right there. Yeah, there we go. Shake and bake. Oh my gosh, that is good. Is that good? That is good. Okay. When a TLD guy is like, your gear's sick, your gear's crazy, that's saying a lot right there. What happened last? Oh no, you got the revenge tour.
Yeah.
You had the revenge. You hit Small. Small hit you back.
Hit me back.
Did you think you maybe had podium? Is that where your head was most of that one?
I was shooting for a top 5. I mean,
okay.
I haven't had one this year. I was just like, I've been struggling a little bit. So I'm like, top 5 for me would be a pretty good win for me. Just trying to manage a race better. And
yes.
I'm still learning. Not technically a rookie, but really, this is my 5th, or this is like my 7th.
Yeah, how many
Supercross.
You do last year?
I did 4 last
year.
year.
You did 4 last year.
I think we're on 4 or 5 right now. 4.
This is that was the 4th.
Yeah, so
you've done 4 and 4.
Yeah, we've done 4 and 4.
Yes.
So yeah, like obviously I'm learning along the way, and I've learned a lot, and I feel like I was more prepared this year than last year. But obviously I'm racing with a lot of veterans right now, and I just feel like when I did my knee last year, I missed out on a chance to learn a lot. So
yes.
We're doing a little catch up right now, which I feel like the team's been really patient with me and been very understanding about it, and we're just trying to take some baby steps and get going in the right direction. So, but no, I'm learning a lot, and I got stuck behind Jamar last weekend, but it was almost nice. I could just stay on his wheel, and kind of gave me a little bit of a tow, and ultimately that kind of bit me in the butt a little bit with Jalik, but yeah, I mean it's learning. I mean I've never been in that sort of situation before, so it's nice to. It sucks to take it on the chin a little bit, but
yes.
We're learning along the way, and all in all, I mean like last weekend ending wasn't great, but it's still lots of positives to take away. And
unfortunately for you, that's been the story of us every week. The ending wasn't great, but there were positives. So how do you keep your chin up and just maybe it's even the people at the truck saying, look dude, we don't expect you to have the full puzzle, at least you're riding well. How do you leave the stadium not being bummed?
I mean obviously I'm bummed for sure, but it's like I have a lot of good people around me. I mean even Jen Hunter, like they're like, dude, like you're still leaps ahead of us when we started riding Supercross, and it's like, you know, like they have a lot of positive influence around me, you know. So like, obviously it's easy to get bummed, and it's like if you take all the negatives from what I've had, like there's a lot of negatives, so it's like it's easy to get bummed. It's like I've been this year, it's like I knew coming in I had a lot of speed. I just didn't know how it would be putting the rest of the puzzle together, you know. So like once I like kind of got into it, I'm like, all right, we're struggling a little bit here and there, but we're learning. And it's like I'm really good here, I struggle here, so we're really good here. Let's work on this, you know. So just trying to just piece it all together. I mean, it's obviously it's going slower than I'd like it to, but you know, we're working on the bike, getting it better. I'm working on me getting me better, and you know, it's just a process. And unfortunately, I've had a couple crashes and like I've injured myself a little bit, and I did my knee, and then just little things here and there that doesn't help. But you know, like we're building.